Hey, what's up guys? My name is Ruben Delacruz and I'm going to show you what's inside your food. Okay, so I got a couple of foods here, okay? And they're all packaged products, okay? My name is Ruben Delacruz. If you're just visiting my channel, I have been able to lose 135 pounds since I started losing weight in 2012 altogether. I've lost 135 pounds and I got to my lowest weight I've ever been in my life. In 2013, I went down all the way to about 165 pounds. And I believe it was a little bit lower than that. I believe it was like 160 pounds. I'm not a tall guy, but I'm not very short. I'm pretty average. I'm about 5'10". About 5'10". And, being that thin and being at a 275-pound max weight in 2011 really took a toll on my body. It really took a toll on my mindset, and it took a toll on just everything in my life. And it just didn't make me as motivated as I wanted to be in life. So I didn't feel good. I didn't feel healthy, and I just wanted to lose weight. And feeling so heavy in my point of life, it was just too much for me. It was just way too much. I saw a picture of me that I was just really overweight, and I've always ate to survive, so it made me gain weight. And my genetics and based on my genetics, my family and genetically were heavy set, and we gain weight easily. So I just gained weight over time. I never ate healthy, and because I was raised by a single mother, and we were taught to eat to survive and finish our food because we were grateful for having the food that was in front of us that my mom provided us, and because there's not a lot of people out there who are as fortunate. So I just stuck to that belief and that type of way of eating when it came to food, and just as long as I ate, that's all that mattered. But it did take a toll on my health eventually, and I had to make a change. So today I'm going to be talking about just a couple of tips about food, and when it comes to processed foods, because there's a lot of misleading information out there, and I want to just help people you realize what's going on in the health industry. And so many people are sick from being overweight, and so many people want to get healthy, but they just don't know what's inside these foods when it comes to trying to be healthy and lose weight. And the really big thing about eating healthy in this health industry is that there's so many products, packaged products, processed products that claim to be healthy, and they're really not. And they actually have hidden ingredients inside the foods and the foods that are packaged. So I have in front of me, they're all healthy products, and they're packaged and they're processed. Now, my number one tip is, when you're trying to lose weight and get healthy, I highly recommend you try to stay away from processed foods. Now, it's very hard nowadays, especially when our bodies are already used to highly processed foods, where our bodies are used to eating that, so we crave those type of foods. There are foods out there that are processed but also are healthy and have healthier ingredients, and are processed in a way where they stick to healthy ingredients, so you don't have these hidden weird ingredients. But that's what I'm here to talk about. Now, for example, I shop at Trader Joe's. I don't know where you shop at, but if you have a Trader Joe's nearby you, or Whole Foods nearby you, or a Sprouts, or sometimes even Kroger stores will actually have a great selection of healthy foods, or Albertsons, or even in your regular grocery store, there are still some great options. But if you just have a regular grocery store to kind of just go to, and you don't have a Sprouts, or you don't have a Whole Foods, or a Trader Joe's, it's definitely beneficial for you to know what I'm about to talk about. Okay, so now These right here is from Trader Joe's, and it's an organic brown rice and quinoa fusilini pasta. Okay, now pasta is one of those foods that everybody loves to eat, and it's super addicting, right? Who doesn't love spaghetti? Who doesn't love chicken alfredo? Who doesn't love all these different pastas that are super delicious? I do, and it's hard to stay away from them when you're trying to eat healthy. I stayed away from a lot of processed foods when I first started eating healthy, but there's also a way to eat these foods that are not that make them healthy, and you can eat them, and it gives you a little bit more flexibility with your nutrition, your diet, whichever whatever kind of type of nutrition plan you're on. Now these are based off of the macronutrient carbs, and this is a good way to get some good healthy carbs in your system and in your body to fuel your body, especially if you're doing workouts or if you're doing an intense workout routine. So I highly recommend, and this right here is a organic brown rice quinoa. That is the main source of this pasta, is brown rice and organic quinoa. They're both organic, and as you can see here in the ingredients, it says organic brown rice, organic quinoa flour, and water. That's it, nothing else. So when you another tip when it comes to processed and packaged foods is you'll always want to look at the ingredients list. Now, I know there's so many people who say, oh, look at the nutrition facts, which that is great, because if you're counting your macros, or if you're counting your portions, or if you're whatever you're counting, or you're counting calories, whatever it is, however you're tracking your nutrition, it's good to look at, right? But a lot of us dismiss the ingredients list. We look at the nutrition facts and we just flip it back over and we continue to consume the product. But I highly recommend, that's another golden number one rule, is to always look at ingredients lists before buying the product. When you're in the store and you're looking at something that's highly processed and packaged, you want to look at the ingredients list, okay? And when you look at the ingredients list, you always want to make sure that whatever you're getting has just that product. So if you're getting, like for example, if you're getting like this pasta right here, or if you're getting another type of pasta, I always recommend going for a whole grain based pasta, gluten free. If you don't have a problem with gluten, then be my guest and go with a whole grain pasta. There's a lot of gluten free and a lot of non-gluten free whole grain pastas and products. But I highly recommend researching and not really going for the gluten type of stuff. That's another video for another time. But I always get gluten free, and when it comes to pasta or highly processed products like bread and stuff like that, and make sure that the ingredients are natural. If you don't know how to pronounce them, I highly recommend looking them up and seeing what they are. If they're very minimal ingredients, that's super good. Minimal ingredients inside the ingredients list is always good. And if they look natural, if the words look natural, like for example, this brown rice and quinoa, that's pretty natural. Then that's a good sign, and you want to go for that instead of something else that has a bunch of ingredients. And if you look at the two different pastas, the highly processed pastas that have so many ingredients on them, and then compared to this one that I have in front of me, they have a lot of freaking ingredients, like ingredients that we don't need in our bodies. Literally, it's ridiculous, and that's why I'm making this video. So moving on to the next product, okay? Almond butter, peanut butter. So many people love almond and peanut butter. I chose this product because I love almond and peanut butter. They are life. Seriously, I cannot live without them. I cannot live without a jar of peanut butter or almond butter. And it's a good healthy fat. It keeps you full throughout the day. It keeps you away from craving bad foods. And it boosts your metabolism because it's a healthy fat and high protein type of healthy fat. So when it comes to almond butter, same rules, guys. Make sure that the only ingredients are almonds or this one, for example, has almonds and cashews to make the butter. So make sure that's all that's in it, nothing else. When it comes to peanut butter, same thing, just peanuts. A lot of them will have high amounts of sugar. They will have a lot of preservatives, oils like canola oil, and all these kinds of different harmful ingredient oils and stuff like that. All these harmful ingredients, a lot of peanut butters and nut butters or other processed foods have in their ingredients. So make sure it's just peanut butter and just almonds when it comes to nut butters. Okay, so that's another perfect example. Another one, bread. When it comes to processed foods like pasta and bread, you want to make sure that they're always at least whole grain. And my opinion, I believe that it's best to consume gluten-free. Like I said, do your research or wait for the next video, because I will talk about gluten-free at some point and make a video on that. But gluten-free is literally, it's the best way to go, because number one, it makes my stomach hurt when I eat processed foods that have gluten. And number two, it's just better on the digestive system. It doesn't cause problems over time on the digestive system when you're eating gluten-free foods. And the digestive system, guys, is the core to overall health. Digestive health is the core. And as long as your digestive health is cleaned up and you're taking good care of it, you're gonna be healthy overall, your whole body, okay? So gluten-free bread, whole grain bread, okay? And it has a lot of great whole grain ingredients in here, a lot of whole grain, and there's no gluten, so it doesn't have any harmful ingredients in here. And it's only 24 grams of carbohydrates and 80 calories for 2 slices. Now the slices are very small, but that's another great sign that a lot of the ingredients in this bread is natural, because of how small the slices are. As you can compare it to other types of bread, this is small bread right here, and that's good. Okay, you don't need to consume a large slice of bread, okay, especially if you're trying to lose weight. And I'm talking about people who are trying to get healthy and lose weight. This is for those type of people, okay? And if you're trying to lose weight and get healthy, these are my best recommendations. And health, in order to lose weight, you have to get healthy. You have to start with the body first and be healthy. And you cannot deprive yourself of carbohydrates. Everybody's different, yes, but it's all about figuring out what works best for you and trying out what works best. That's the best way to approach your health and fitness lifestyle, okay? Now, there's another one, ketchup. Ketchup has the regular ketchup, a lot of brands have a lot of high fructose corn syrup, have so many harmful ingredients, it's unbelievable. This one has a lot of natural, and it's not even a lot, it's very few ingredients list, very few. Organic tomato pure, organic sugar, organic white vinegar, salt, organic onion powder, and organic spices. That's it, guys. That's incredible, because there's not that many ingredients in here, to be honest. And it's only 15 calories per tablespoon, 2 grams of that sugar. And don't get it twisted, guys. To be honest, I'm gonna let you on some insight when it comes down to sugar. I've always been afraid of sugar when I try to lose weight. I've been afraid of food when I try to lose weight. Trust and believe when I say that. Trust me when I say that, because it's hard. It's hard. You when you want to really lose weight and you want to feel good, you want to feel better, you don't want to make a mistake. I know how that feels. So I was scared of food at one point, but don't be afraid of food. Food is not your enemy. Food is your friend. Food is your fuel. Just look at food as fuel. When you look at food on, the way that for fuel, like, what is this gonna do for me? What is this food natural? Does it come from the earth? Plants. Does it come from a plant? Does it come from a good source, a healthy source? These are questions that I always recommend you ask yourself, because it'll help you so much on not being afraid of food and what to eat and deciding on what to eat. So highly recommend looking at food as fuel, and do not be scared Once you start having a scarcity mindset, it'll hold you back from a lot of things, okay? So ketchup and sugar. Oh yeah, sugar. I almost forgot about sugar. Jeez. Sugar, don't be afraid of sugar, okay? I know there's a lot of information when it comes to sugar. Number one, the number one sources, the two main sources of sugar you should consume, because we still do need sugar in our body, is sugar from fruit, okay? Fructose, sugar from fruit, and also organic pure cane sugar, okay? Now, if it's organic cane sugar, which is still processed, of course, but it's the most naturalist process. That's kind of contradicting itself, but it's one of the best sugars that you can get when it comes to getting healthy. Okay, don't be scared of pure cane organic sugar. Okay, organic cane sugar is not that bad, and it's not bad at all. If you overconsume it, yes, it starts to be bad. But if you take it in little amounts, and anything, too much of anything is never good, right? So just remember, always have control and never overconsume. And when it comes to highly processed foods, make sure that the sugar isn't high. The grams of sugar isn't that high. If the grams of sugar are not that high, then you're golden. So, 3 grams of sugar, oh, we're good. Organic sugar, oh, we're super good. This is per tablespoon, okay? Always make sure that you look at the serving sizes when it comes to these labels, and you look at the ingredients list. Another one for packaged processed meats, okay? This is a pretty long video, and I'm completely fine with that. But I want to get all this information out because it's super important. Just make sure that when you get highly processed foods like this, see, this is good, right? People will tell you salami is pretty good. It's high protein, good healthy fats, and you're gonna be able to stay full for a longer period of time, which is that's super duper true. But most salami packages have a lot of preservatives, high in sodium, and and they're just not overall that great. But they're a better choice over carbohydrates, yes, because you want to minimize your carbohydrates when it comes to losing weight. You want to eat more protein, more vegetables, and lower moderate amount of carbohydrates. So my recommendations on salami or any type of turkey, what is it called, deli type of proteins, no preservatives, no nitrates, no sugar, low sodium. If it says reduced sodium, that's cool. And make sure that, at least you're getting some sort of healthier animal, right? On here it says uncured, no nitrates added, no preservatives. Salami comes from a good healthy cow, and I mean not good healthy cow, cow. Wow, good healthy pig. Okay, it even has a pig of here in the front. I don't know why I said cow. I'm just used to talking about meat all the time, but a good healthy pig. And I'm going to consume it, and I'm not going to consume it every single day, but I will consume it when I need a snack or whatever. I usually eat that with a little bit of cheese, some strawberries on the side, and some vegetables like baby carrots or baby celery with some peanut butter on the side, to dip it in. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. Okay, so make sure that those are the most important things when it comes to deli meat. Is make sure there's no preservatives, no nitrates, no sugar, and it's from a healthier animal, and it doesn't look super duper highly processed. Okay, and just make sure that it's good. Okay, you can tell when meat is bad. This is a good cut of meat. Okay, this is good, and it tastes good, and you can taste the quality of meat in your meats. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. This is what I want to talk about. I wanted to get this ingredients thing to talk about. So let's recap a little bit of what we just talked about when it comes to highly processed foods and packaged foods. Okay, number one, always look at the ingredients list before you purchase your products, okay, at the grocery store. When you're at the grocery store, you see something that you like that's in a box or in a bag, and it looks highly processed, like pasta, bread, tortillas, all that good stuff. Make sure that you look at the ingredients list. That's number one. Number two, that it has few ingredients, okay, on that list. Make sure that the list is as much, make sure the majority of those ingredients are natural, okay? Make sure that they're not high in sugar. That's number three. Number four, make sure that there's no gluten. That's my recommendation, okay? So this is my video to you, for you, and that's my recommendation. Make sure there's no gluten. And number five, make sure that it's good quality. You know, you always want to make sure it's good quality, okay? Good quality food will always do you best. I don't care how expensive it is. My body's more important, and I don't want to visit the doctors anytime soon. And I don't want to feel heavy, and I don't want to feel overweight, and I don't want to feel like crap. And that's really what it comes down to. Always focus on how you feel when you eat food, even if it's healthy, especially if it's processed, okay? And remember, don't get misled from these products, okay? There's a lot of products out there that'll say healthy in the front, but in the back, it tells you a whole different story. So I hope this helped. If you found this video super beneficial, if you think that another friend would benefit from this video, feel free to share, feel free to like, feel free to comment, and don't forget to subscribe on my channel. Have a beautiful day and be blessed.